The thing is, people talk about load bars all the time. Load bars here, load bars there. So in today's conversation, I want to do a comparative analysis of 6 load bars. So we are going to compare and contrast that Truckstop 123 Load Board, Direct Freight, Convoy, and Uber Freight. Very important. So if you're interested, I want you to stick around till the end because we are going to reveal to you the big winner here, and you'll be surprised. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about DAT Load Board versus Truckstop versus 123 Load Board versus Direct Freight versus Convoy and Uber Freight. Let's start with that. So when you think about that, I want you to think about a load board that has 60% truck loads, 40% van and specialized loads. So on that, you can find heavy loads. You can have heavy hauls, specialized hauls, and ATL/partial hauls. Okay, those are available. And the thing is, that is hands down one of the biggest load boards in the industry. You have nearly 500,000 loads per day, and you have a database of 1.2 to 1.4 million trucks and cargo vans. Okay, so that actually has positioned itself as an industry leader, not just when it comes to load boards, but doing other stuff. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that whether you are a new authority, you are a new authority, or you are an experienced owner operators, truck or cargo van driver, you will find your luck on DAT. And the thing is, on that, you have all fleet sizes, okay? And you can actually sort by location, by geography, by state, if you will. You have real-time notifications. You have unlimited search and posting, okay? And you can actually view the loads by pay cycle, okay? And you can also view the company credit score visibility, which is really important because the last thing you want is to actually take loads from a company that plays games when it comes to paying you. And the special features on that, you have solutions for everyone in the freight business. You have a vast network of brokers, and you have the fact that they have a large constellation of features. And you can easily see average price for routes and loads when making quotes. You can bid on loads. You can see how much other carriers bid to stay up with competitors. You have detailed broker information, including credit scores, reviews, and more. And they can actually display typical route rates for you. And the thing is that you can see how much also other folks are charging in the industry. That has some disadvantages, though. They have some billing issues when it comes to some carriers, some shippers. Okay, customer service responses could use improvement in some cases. That can be very slow at times, very. Okay, you have a complete broker data, including credit reports, ratings they're not always available for all shippers. And there have been some billing difficulties in the past. And the thing is that you just have to keep on track with that. What about pricing? You can see on the screen their pricing as of the date of this show for a Trucker's Edge, for a Standard Enhanced, for a Power Select Carrier, Power Office Carrier. You can see the prices right there. I want to talk to you about Truckstop. So when you think about Truckstop, I want you to think about the type of vehicle. You have 50% flatbed loads, 35% van loads, and 15% reefer loads. Now the type of haul you get on Truckstop, you have 50% heavy hauls, 35% specialized hauls, and 15% LTL/partial hauls. So the thing is, if you want to have access to a large quantity of quality loads, this Truckstop Load Board is the one. It will make it possible for you to see new loads in real time, and Truckstop will also let you compare up to 10 loads at once, so you can choose the one that works for you, something that DAT does not do. You can even use the app to negotiate directly with brokers, and you can just select from one of the 3 pricing plans offered by Truckstop and watch your business grow as you actually bid on loads. Now, one thing we love about Truckstop is that they are constantly kicking ass in the innovation department. This app, this service is really great in terms of innovation. Now, that has been in the industry for a while. They are the industry quote unquote colossus, and sometimes when it comes to innovation, they are really lacking. Truckstop is actually, they are kicking ass. Okay, they are a great loading board, and the thing is that they have taken full advantage of technology. So they have an efficient booking system, okay, and the platform is very user friendly. And what we love is that you have unlimited search and posting. You can sort by states. In terms of their network size, they are smaller than DAT. They have more than 600 to 650 load listings. Okay, Truckstop is great for specialized vehicles or loads. Specialized. Okay, you can view pay cycles. You have company reviews. Okay, now in terms of company credit score visibility, basically sometimes it does not appear if you are using the desktop version of Truckstop. Okay, but Truckstop overall has a reputation for excellence. They will help you actually, whether you are new or experienced, you can break it into the business if you have a reputation for quality. Okay, now what about the benefits and disadvantages? Now, when you think about Truckstop, you can search by load type or truck type. You have a fast payment. You can look for a cargo type or a truck type, very well regarded. Payments is made quickly as compared to that. Okay, in terms of the disadvantages, pricing is high for most advanced features. You have a fewer loads available than some competitors. The cost of the whole platform can be very high depending on which plan you are on. In terms of pricing, I want you to see right now on the screen. You have basic, advanced, and pro plan. Let's talk about 123 load boards. So when you think about 123 load boards, you have 97% truck loads, 3% cargo van and sprinter van loads, depending on location and shipper needs. So when you think about 123 load board, I want you to think primarily about truck loads. Okay, the platform has about 4.5 to 5 million. Okay, 5 million loads, or actually loads and load networks. That's what they do. They have a vast network of dealers and accessible loads. Now that number fluctuates all the time, and the fluctuation comes from the fact that they have what they call instant loads, and they have those daily loads and weekly loads. Those loads that are just staying there for a while and nobody's bidding on them. So that's one thing we have seen on the 123 load boards. Sometimes they have based on our calculation, they have about 10 to 15% of what we call the dead loads. In other words, those loads they are very static. So 123 load boards, if you are listening, it will be very nice if you were to clean up those dead loads. Okay, very important. But overall, 123 load boards, they have a very knowledgeable and friendly support team, and they will help you throughout the process when it comes to bidding on loads and even finding more information about a load. Okay, and as a customer, believe me, you are treated as a queen or king. Okay, 123 load boards is great for low cost features. They have about 68 to 70 million truckloads posted annually. Okay, you can sort by states. You have unlimited search and posting. You have real-time notifications. You have company reviews. You can view pay cycles with carriers. Okay, but payments are not quick. You have to wait 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, it's very important to remember that. And you can see the company credit score visibility. And you also have trans credit scores for brokers. You have rate checks, and you have a 10-day free trial with each plan. One thing I want to say here is that when you think about 123 load boards, you have to think about affordability. So the cost is relatively cheaper than Truckstop or DAT. Okay, they have a free to post load feature, and they have a relatively large network. The only disadvantages in our view include the fact that they don't have a hotshot filter. So if you are in the hotshot trucking industry, you are out of luck. Okay, and sometimes we have seen that the PC version of 123 load board is not always efficient. So in terms of pricing, you can see on the screen here. You can see the screen. So you have a free app with limited usage, and then you have the standard, premium, and premium plus plans. We now want to talk about direct freight. So when you think about direct freight, I want you to think about 100% truckloads, nothing else. They don't do cargo vans. They don't do, no, they only do truckloads. Okay. And direct freight has been in the industry for the last 25 years. So they allow load post free of charge. With a premium subscription, features include route planning, load filtering, saved searches, weather reports, and a lot more. Okay. And so direct freight partners with a software company to make a user interface that is both intuitive and simple, including a recent updated app. So one thing we have seen with direct freight is that the company is growing, but it's not where DAT or Truckstop or 123Loadboard are currently at. They're not there yet. So, for instance, they're in terms of user friendliness, they're getting there. They're not there yet, but they're getting there. So, when on direct freight, when you go on the platform or through the app, you can see like a load and truck searching capabilities. They do load and truck posting. You have credit scores, full credit reports, days to pay, broker authority, bond and insurance info, deadhead miles and trip miles. You have turn-by-turn truck-specific routing. You have email alerts. Okay. You have improved alert scheduling. You have booked and pending loads. You have improved load filtering. And when it comes to the load filtering, I just have one thing to say. Direct freight, if you're listening, you guys need to do a lot more on the load filtering feature on your platform. We actually tested it. It's not really quite there yet compared to your competitors. Okay. And you have private load information, you have store and send documents, and you have text alerts and so more and so much more. Now, in terms of the network size on direct freight, things are they're relatively smaller. So you have more than 300,000 daily loads. But they have the problem that 123Loadboard also has. You have a lot of dead loads in that number. Okay, we don't have an exact number, but you can think about 10% of those loads are dead. They're static. They've been there for a while now. So you have unlimited search and posting on direct freight. Yes, you have real-time notifications. You have company reviews, but you cannot view pay cycles at all. Okay, you can see a company's credit score visibility. Yes. So when it comes to special reports on direct freight, well, you have a free option. You have credit reports, and some things they need to you have text alerts. Okay, you can filter loads, but some of the cons that we don't like with direct freight is that there is no guarantee quotes. Okay, and insurance, there have been some insurance issues in some cases. So in terms of pricing, you can see the pricing as of the date on this show on the screen. Let's quickly review Convoy. So when you think about Convoy, I want you to think about 95% truckloads, 5% cargo van and spreader van loads, depending on location and shipper needs. Okay, so Convoy is kind of similar to Truckstop in terms of innovation. Convoy, when you think about Convoy, I want you to think about a player in digital freight networks. So they actually offer a very efficient trucker load board. And so the company uses a fully connected freight marketplaces that incorporates machine learning, automation, and software services to connect shippers with carriers. So when you think about Convoy, I want you to think about, what we call, at least based on our analysis, that's just the opposite of a direct freight. So Convoy is really superior when it comes to software development, when it comes to connecting shippers and carriers. Okay, so the benefits when using Convoy are like you can get the lower shipping cost for the shippers, but also more money for the carrier, increased carrier earnings, that's what I just said, improved efficiency, real-time planning capability, and transparent supply chain insights. So Convoy is great for expanding companies. If you are a carrier that is expanding like crazy, you want to use Convoy. Their network size, they have 3 million truck drivers, and they have big clients including Unilever, P&G, Wayfair, and more. And you can sort by state. You have unlimited search and posting. You have real-time notifications. You have company reviews. You can view pay cycles. But the only thing on Convoy, you need to work on that, is that right now you cannot actually see the company credit score visibility. It's not visible. Okay, but with Convoy, you have transparent data and insight to choose the best loads for you. You have high quality and compliance standards. And what we love with Convoy is that they have a great feature whereby you can search by state, zip code, geographic regions, or load type. This is really good. Okay, and carriers and owner operators use the Convoy Load Board to actually do a lot of things. For example, they can post empty trucks and cargo vans. They can search for loads. They can bid on loads. They have instant bidding, what we love a lot on Convoy. So that feature allows owner operators to negotiate their rates without having to barter over the phone. And you also have the ability to filter to power only loads. Okay, because some load boards provide access to higher paying power only loads, which use the drop and hook freight model to make shipper carrier handoffs more efficient. So when you think about Convoy, I want you to think about loads for all. All carriers of all sizes and tenures can sign up and book their first loads in just minutes. Okay, so the benefits here is that now one thing we love is Convoy is free to use. Okay, they make their money elsewhere, so it is free to use. And the benefits, you have a real-time data, a large network of shippers. You have a lot of biggest companies in North America. You can set up load bidding in minutes. Okay, now they do have some expensive options. You have more competition if you're not an official Convoy carrier, and you have load volume control issues with the app. Very important. Let me talk to you about the last player on this list. We have Uber Freight. And a lot of folks are thinking that, Uber Freight is kind of new in the industry, so they really are not really that good. Not at all. I mean, they are kicking ass. They've been kicking ass like crazy. Obviously, they are supported by the big Uber company, Uber Technologies. So you have a multi-billion-dollar company that is behind Uber Freight here. So Uber Freight actually is a great load board for truckers. Okay, so they do 100% truck loads. So the company offers the advantage of being under the umbrella of the well-known Uber brand, and Uber's simplicity and ease of use translate well into the company's freight service. Okay, so user friendliness, they are really good. Uber Freight is really, really good. And Uber Freight is great for last minute loads. So if you are thinking about last minute loads, you want to think about Uber Freight. Their network size is smaller though, way smaller. They have 50,000 carriers, okay? They take care of companies of all sizes. And their clients include small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, okay? You cannot sort by states if you're on Uber. And you can sort by short, regional, or long distance, but not by state. And you have unlimited search, of course. You have real-time notifications, okay? You have company reviews. You can actually view pay cycles. You are paid within 7 days of load delivery, which is really good. You cannot see company credit score, okay? The one thing we don't like about Uber Freight is that there are no negotiations possible. You can select and pick up load right away. We love that part, but then in terms of bartering, in terms of a negotiation, the fact that you cannot negotiate can be a challenge for some owner operators, okay? So what we love about Uber Freight is that you have facility reviews, you have fair market pricing, you have instant booking, it's very easy to use, and you have a greater earning potential. What about the disadvantages? Here you have higher fees, little information is provided by the app, and basically if you use Uber Freight, you are reducing your list of potential clients because everything happens through the app. This is very important to know. And the app and the platform are free to use, and but Uber fees are built into the app pricing. Very important to know. So the sixth player on this list today is Uber Freight. So it's really good to know. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. So I've done a compare and contrast of 6 players in the industry when it comes to load boards: DAT, Truckstop, 123Loadboard, the Red Freight, Convoy, and Uber Freight. Let me just, before I reveal to you our big winner here, let me just have a quick conversation about what the importance of a load board and how does it work. See, the thing is that transporters may use the online application to search. I'm talking here about the load board, to search and identify goods that have already been advertised based on their locations, load destinations, shipping date, and variations in terms of other criteria. On the other side, you have to think about logistics, brokerage firms, and shippers that may either list their loads or search for a vehicle or equipment needed to transport their cargoes based on their location. Okay, really important. So a load board has many benefits. Truckers, transporters, and freight brokers will find it simple to use and cost effective. Okay. For new freight brokers or owner operators, the best method for running their firm is through a load board. You have improved utilization of existing freight and transportation, particularly for time-sensitive shipments. You can enhance service to receive deliveries of freight that matches your location and equipment. Okay, delivering loads are a lot more accessible through a load board. And you have you can actually access the load boards through an app. So this is really good. And so truckers and cargo van drivers find loads through load boards. They actually find loads through the referral networks. And the question is, are load boards worth it? Well, it really depends on how worth your time is for you, because load boards have benefits and drawbacks, right? So when we think about load boards in terms of their benefits, you have flexibility. You have time in terms of looking for loads yourself. You have a platform that summarizes all the loads that you need. So time is really important, especially if you are an owner operator. You want to be on the road. You don't want to sit in the office doing searches, doing Google searches, doing load searches on a load board. No, you just basically want to pick up, have your vehicle and just haul. You just want to constantly haul. So a load board does a good job in helping you summarize the list of opportunities you might be interested in. In terms of disadvantages, well, you have to understand that prices are very important. Load boards cost a lot of cash, and you have to be willing to actually fork over that amount. So, and the thing is, if you are also working with freight brokers, you have to think about the percentage, the 10%, the 15% that you have to actually eat for those freight brokers. So, DAT Load Board versus Truckstop.com versus 123Loadboard versus Direct Freight versus Convoy versus Uber Freight. Which one is the best? It really depends. The thing first is that before you make a decision, think about your resources. Think about the kind of vehicle that you have. Think about your time. How important is your time? Are you a new owner operator? Are you just starting in the industry? Or are you an established player in the industry? The thing you have to understand here is that your time is really important. As I said before, as an owner operator, you want to be on the road because you need to reduce your deadhead miles. Very important. So if you were doing OTR or interstate, the thing is you just want to have a place where you just come, you just fund your loads, and you just keep hauling. You don't want to actually lose time. You don't want to waste any time. And a load board does a great job at helping you find a freight broker, for example. Because the thing is that sometimes you cannot bid automatically on loads directly. You might have to go through a freight broker. So a load board actually does that for you. And so my question to you is, if you have time and your opportunity cost is not that high, you can do the searches yourself and just completely bypass the load boards, or basically you go to those free load boards. The thing is that free load boards are not as sophisticated and don't offer the level of filtering, the level of user friendliness that paid load boards do have. And it is what it is. I mean, there is no free lunch. You got to pay to play. Okay. The thing with a load board is that you can also directly negotiate a deal with a shipper. You have a load boards such as that, such as Truckstop, such as 123Loadboard that allow you that among others, of course, they have features that allow you to talk to a shipper directly. Again, it's all about your time. So as an owner operator, think about your time, think about your opportunity cost, and think about your exposure to the industry. How many folks do you know in the industry? Can you get clients directly? Okay. And also, let's talk about working with a government as a contractor. Okay. The thing is that's the one thing a lot of folks don't know, that governments actually need transporters. Government needs transporters for various kinds of jobs. So it's really important to be sure about what you really want to do. So think about that. And you can get load boards for government hauls on official load board. You can get loads on government loads on load boards. Totally possible. We have an entire show that comes up that will come up very soon about how to actually haul for the government. So we'll just basically explain everything to a lot of folks who are interested. So please look out for that video. So after comparing and contrasting DAT Load Board, Truckstop.com, 123Loadboard, Direct Freight, Convoy, and Uber Freight, our favorite is DAT. We believe that DAT Load Board remains the number one in the industry, not only because you have a lot of features, but also you have a larger network. So DAT is our number one. So DAT we have rated DAT 9.8 over 10. Truckstop.com 9.5 over 10. Truckstop is really kicking ass. They are actually catching up real quick. They are kicking ass in terms of innovation. Okay, you have 123Loadboard 9.1 over 10. Convoy 8.8 over 10. Direct Freight 8.5 over 10, and Uber Freight 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. Really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.